Good morning, 8:10 a.m., 3/17/2018. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I kind of wanted to point a couple things out. I just messed up my screen. There we go. See if I can slide this up any or scroll it. Alright. This are untrustworthy faces right here. The indicators. Do you see a resemblance? I obscured her face. I'm not trying to exploit her, but I do want this. Well, this would indicate one, but there are multiple ones going on with that. I want these problems brought to light, and I want them solved, because bringing something to light doesn't solve them. I mean, it shines a light on them. Yes, they're not hidden anymore, but until someone does something about it, you know, all I've managed to do, and not very well, I'm afraid, is to lead the horse to water. You and I know I can't make him drink, okay? But here is the stepdaughter, and I just wanted to bring this eyes out. Alright, I'm going to pause. I'm going to redo this part of the picture and show you the rest. Well, first I could show you what the trustworthy appearance looks like. High inner eyebrows, not low inner eyebrows. Do you see? Okay, so I'll be back momentarily. Alright, as promised, I would be back. The next focus is on the cheekbones, you see. Features that appear untrustworthy here on the left of the picture on the right. Okay, it says shallow cheekbones are features, one of the features of an untrustworthy person. Do these cheekbones on her and this photo on the left appear to be shallow? And then in contrast, you see pronounced cheekbones of a trustworthy person. Okay. Now I'm going to pause again as before. I'll be right back. Alright, as promised, I'm back. The next focus of attention is the chin. Photo on the left shows the chin of an untrustworthy person, labeled here as thin chin. Alright. Does she appear to have a thin chin here on the picture on the left? Alright. And then in contrast again, the features of a trustworthy person with a wide chin. You get where I'm going with that? Alright, I pause again. Okay. I just wanted to close out some of those windows. I had, too many open again. I was in there last night watching some TV after I shut down. And I'm sorry, but my own abuse of myself by others has made this more than difficult to begin with. So I plugged away at it for 2 decades, an easy 2 decades. But it comes to me and crumbles, crumbles back to me because of what I was hit with myself. Just totally gobsmacking me and causing my own to just, I don't know what you call it, man. I don't. I am inching through like you would not believe. Okay? But the thing with this thing last night, I'm sorry, I'm stammering my way through this. I should have got me a coffee. I remembered the phone calls that they had set up. And I was in total agreement with it. With them and with it. Okay, I did not have a problem with it. My only thing about it was, and I let them know at the time, when the local paper let you run free classified ads for anything under $50, we were taking advantage of those free ads with little this and that to sell. Okay? I mean, who wouldn't, right? Especially budget-minded people. So because we did have quite a lot of ads in there at the time, it was usually one after the other, because you could, I don't remember if you could do more than one or not, but it'd be, like a box of Christmas stringers or a stove or, just this and that. Okay, random stuff to get rid of. And so I had to tell them, this is all fine and dandy, but your calls need to be limited to 10 minutes each. And I also told them that didn't mean that they couldn't continue their call the same day. It wasn't 10 minutes a day. It was 10 minutes at a time. And I wanted to do that in order to keep the phone line freed up. Because even though we had 3 telephones, we only had 1 phone number. The other 2 phones, other than the ground floor, were just extension phones. Okay, so it wasn't like she could be on the phone and I could still get calls about the ads. It's not like my son and I now have our separate numbers, or when we live together, right? Okay, you get the concept of extension phones. So they could talk 10 minutes, but leave the phone line open for 10 minutes, so that we could try to sell some of our stuff. That was pretty fair, I'd say. They could talk 40 minutes if they wanted to. But breaking it up into 10-minute segments was going to give other people a chance, if they were responding to the classified ad, to try to get a call through. And I don't remember. I don't think we had a recorder set up at that point. There wasn't a place to put it. We had this little platform. You've probably seen them, little phone shelves that you would just hang on the wall. Wasn't built in. Or a place to prop the phone, right? Well, I had that in my little room there in the front, or down the hall room, the family room. Because see, you'd come in our door and you could turn left and go in the main front room, which was the front room at the front of the house with windows out onto the front porch where you could see the street. But down the hallway, if you go forward and not turn left, was what we turned into a TV family room later, like I had explained before, to leave that front room totally spiffy and clean and pillows in place and just everything ready for whoever would drop by. A nice clean place to sit without getting the, bowls of popcorn all out and all this kind of, snack time thing. The shoes weren't on the floor and people weren't propped up on the couch laying down, or it was more or less a sitting room. All right? But she could use that phone 10 minutes at a time, giving it a break in between times for the classified ads. But she stated those rapes started day 1. All right? Those calls didn't start until after the school year started, if not the second year. Do you see? I'm not sure if they started in the fall after they first got there, or the next year, which was 94. So, but where I was going with that is she never mentioned on the phone either that there was any kind of plight, any kind of traumatic events taking place by her dad at all. Not during that time, not before the divorce decree modification was final, not at any time. And I don't know about you, but I wish these things would have come to me where they would have been more helpful before his fate had been sealed. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. People probably view these screencasts like I'm just drudging up the past. My hope is, and has always been, to get him a release. He's one of those people that does not belong there, whether he pled or not. And I even emailed something to someone this morning that because so many people are thinking the VA hospitals just need canceled out. End it. There's so many problems with it. So much foobar. So much debacle that the vets can't get treatment. At least a lot of them can't. Now, John did get help. Okay? He's one of them that doesn't have a string of complaints or bad reports against him. All right? There are many. And I mentioned in the email that I started to talk about that perhaps his thinking of it was, if I'm going to get any help for my medical issues, which basically at the time was his breathing, the respiratory, where he had the inhaler, and the heart problems, which he had been hospitalized at 2 hospitals and medicated for, including nitroglycerin. Because at the prison, even though they're known to a lot of times do a lot of medical neglect, they saved his life twice. They did not have to. It could have been something done on the QT by unscrupulous medical staff. And they could have ended him and say, this person's just a waste of taxpayer money. We're gonna let him go. And they could have let him go. Because the first time he had a heart problem, they packed his stuff up. They thought he was a goner. Because of the occurrence that time. And then there was the second event later on. Okay? So more on this later. I'm running short. I don't like to rush my endings. So thanks for watching.